Good morning everyone. Welcome to the session Machine Learning. Myself Spandana, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Information Technology from Mari Lakshman Reddy Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. In today's session, I am going to give you an overview of definition of machine learning, traditional programming versus machine learning, artificial intelligence versus machine learning versus deep learning, and what is the need for machine learning and the working of machine learning, and we are going to discuss the types of machine learning and the real-time examples of particular types. Nowadays, machine learning is a trending technology wherever we go, and nowadays without machine learning the things becomes hard. So with the help of machine learning the things going to become possible easy for us. First of all, let me tell you the definition of machine learning. Machine learning is a growing technology which enables computers to learn automatically from the past data. That means here the machines are going to learn from the previous data which is given by the user, and based on that past data the computer is going to learn and it is automatically going to predict the output. For example, as you can see in the image, human. As a human, we can learn everything automatically from the experiences. But can a machine learn? Yes. A machine also can learn from the past data with the help of machine learning, that it is going to collect the past data. The machine is going to learn from the previous data. Based on that, it is automatically learning and going to predict the output. That is about the machine also able to learn as human. Next, and also it is also defined as a field of study that gives computers a capability to learn without explicitly being programmed. That means if a computer is being explicitly programmed and it is doing a particular task, then that is not a big thing, right? But here in case of machine learning, what's happening? Without instructions from outside, that is explicitly, it is going to learn on its own. It is going to perform the things on its own. That is what machine learning means. That means learning is any process by which a system improves its performance from the experience, that is from the past data. For example, let me discuss with one example, that is the online shopping, Amazon. Nowadays everybody are using Amazon in every mobile, like that, online shopping. So the things is going to become easy without going to the shoppings. So here, whenever you open the Amazon application in your mobile phone and you are going to search for the first time, like you are going to buy some watch, shoes and dresses, first time some products. And the second time, again, whenever you open the website Amazon application, you are going to get some products related to your previous data. That means the machine is learning from the previous data. Whatever the user is going to buy for the first time, based on that previous data, machine is going to learn, collect that previous data. On your home page of the Amazon application, you can see the products related to your previous search. So that is what the machine is going to learn from the previous data. That means what happening here? The machine is going to learn from the previous data. The machine is going to collect the data, whatever the data you have searched, whatever the clicks you have done, and the machine is going to collect the data, and based it's not brain actually, but the machine gets a pattern, and according to that pattern automatically the machine is displaying the products to you based on your previous searches. So that is how the machine is going to learn from previous data and going to display the products to the user. That is what the machine learning with example. Next, coming to traditional programming versus machine learning. So here traditional programming, it's nothing but in traditional programming, the developers write the code or instructions to perform a task or to solve a particular problem. Whereas in case of machine learning, the process is automated. That means what we are doing here, we are going to feed the data to the computer, and based on that, it is providing as it comes up with a model or a program is developed. That means without being explicitly programmed, the machine is going to learn things on its own. That is why it is automated. Next, AI versus ML versus deep learning. So many of the people in the world has the biggest confusion that artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning all are same. But you know, they are wrong. They are totally different. Let me clarify things for you. First of all, artificial intelligence. It is a superset of ML and deep learning. What do you mean by artificial intelligence? It is the ability of a machine to imitate human intelligence. That means it is the ability of a computer or the robot controlled by a computer that perform the task as a human does, because which requires the human intelligence. That is the artificial intelligence. For example, Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. These became our integral part of our families, and these Alexa, whenever you are going to open the Alexa and you are going to give some instruction to it by your voice, like play a song for it, then it is going to play a song for you. That means it is going to perform a task. And also like Google Assistant, whenever you open a Google Assistant and asking a question like make a call to Sam in your contact list, then what the Google Assistant is doing, it is going to perform the task and automatically a call goes to Sam from your contact list. Next, coming to the machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. It means the algorithms to incorporate intelligence into machine by automatically learning from the data. That means the machine automatically going to learn from the previous data. For example, just now I discussed online shopping, Amazon. So first time you are searching for the products like shoes, watches, dresses, etc. Then what the computer is doing? The machine is going to learn from the previous data, and based on that previous data, whenever you open second time, automatically the machine is going to display products related to your previous searches and recommend the products for you. And coming to deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning and also artificial intelligence. In this, the algorithms that mimics human brain to incorporate the intelligence into machine. That means deep learning is a method in artificial intelligence that teaches the computers to process the data that is inspired by the human behavior. For example, self-driving cars. So nowadays self-driving cars have been used and makes things easy for us. These autonomous cars maintain a map around the surroundings because of the variety of sensors situated in the vehicle, and the radar sensors to track the nearby vehicles are situated in the vehicle, and also the video cameras detect the traffic lights, and it is going to read road signs, and it is also looking for the pedestrians on the road and making the things easy for the human. Next, what is the need for machine learning? The need for machine learning is increasing day by day. The reason behind the machine learning is it is capable of doing tasks that are too complex for a human to implement directly. As a human, we are not able to collect the huge amount of data manually. For that, we got a machines which is going to make the things easy for us. That means we are going to train the machine learning algorithms by providing the vast amount of data which is going to predict the output automatically by the computer. With the help of machine learning, we are going to save the time and money. For example, Netflix and Amazon. Nowadays everybody are using Amazon for shopping and Netflix to watch some series and movies. So Amazon Shopping, it is collecting the previous data of the users, and based on that data, it is going to recommend products for you. Netflix, for watching movies and web series, previously the data is collected of the previous users, and based on that, it is going to recommend some new movies and the new web series and so on, etc. It is going to collect the vast amount of data with the help of machine learning models, and based on that, it is going to recommend the user accordingly. Next, coming to the working of machine learning. So one of the approaches is that the training data set consists of unlabeled data set and labeled data set. Labeled data set is nothing but it consists of a predefined tags like name, type or number, whereas unlabeled data set does not contain any tags over there. So the training data set consists of both labeled and unlabeled data set, which we are going to train the machine learning algorithm with the help of this unlabeled and labeled data set, and after giving training to that algorithm, we are going to store the data in a database. Whatever the data we are going to give, whatever the data, it may be unlabeled data set, it may be labeled data set, we are going to train the machine learning algorithm and going to predict the output based on a particular input, and every data is stored in the database. For example, after giving training to the machine learning algorithm, we are getting some model. So after the model is developed, what we are doing? We are going to give some new input data to that model. Based on that, after giving the training, it is going to predict whether predict the output based on an input. For example, if the accuracy is, it is going to predict the accuracy. If the accuracy is correct, then the machine learning algorithm is deployed and it is success. And if the accuracy is not correct, then what happening? We are going to train the machine learning algorithm again and again with the help of the labeled data set and unlabeled data set. Based on that training, again it is going to predict the accuracy. For example, biometric machine. So the biometric machine is developed with the help of machine learning. Here what we are doing, we are going to collect the users of a biometric data. It may be iris, it may be a thumb, or it may be earlobe, whatever the data we are going to collect and keeping in the machine and giving training to the machine. All the data of the particular individual biometric thumb is stored in the database, and whenever the new input is given, then it is going to predict whether the biometric is matched or not. So that's how the machine learning is working of machine learning is done. Next, coming to types of machine learning, we are having three types of machine learning: supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, reinforcement machine learning. Let us discuss each one in detail. Coming to supervised machine learning, it is a type of machine learning where an algorithm is trained on labeled data set to make predictions, to predict the output based on the input data. Labeled data set consists of predefined tags like name, type or number. Supervised learning algorithms are trained using the labeled data which is having predefined tags. The goal of supervised learning is to train the model to predict the output whenever the new input is given. That is what the supervised learning is working only on a labeled data set. So here the training data set may consist of the input may be like the input may be pixel of image, or it may be text data, or it may be audio frequency, so on. The labeled data set can be of any data. Based on that data, we are going to giving training to the machine learning algorithm. Then it is going to predict the output after training based on a given input. This is about the definition of supervised machine learning. Let me discuss with one example, that is Here, as you can see in the image, that it consists of a raw data of Apple images. This is known as a labeled data set. I already told you that labeled data set comes under supervised machine learning. The raw data of images of Apple is given to the machine learning algorithm model, and we are going to give the training to the machine learning algorithm. With the help of machine learning algorithm, we are going to train the model to detect these all apples. We are going to inject into that, and we are going to predict that whether it is an apple or not. After giving training to the machine, we are giving training like whether to detect if it is an apple, it is detecting apple. If it is not an apple, it is going to detect not an apple. That's how we are going to give training with the help of the machine learning algorithm. After giving training to the model, then the model, once the model is trained, after trained, we are going to give some new input data to the model. That is, after giving the input, it is going to predict the output. Yes, it is an apple. That's how we are going to give the training with the help of the labeled data set. That's how it is going to predict it is an apple. Let me discuss with you one more example. For example, as you can see in the image, we are having a training data set of labeled data set of ducks and not ducks. We are also giving training, that is, with the help of supervised machine learning algorithm, we are going to develop the model to identify whether it is a duck or not. After giving training to the model, and whenever we have given the new input to this model, then what it is doing? It is going to predict the output that the image is a duck. That's how we are going to develop the training to the machine learning algorithm and developing the model to predict the output. That's how it is trained. Next, let me discuss some of the popular use cases of supervised learning. As you can see in the image, Cortana. Cortana is a virtual personal assistant nowadays used by everyone. It is developed by Microsoft company that uses the Bing search engine to set some phone messaging calendar, to set some reminders, notes and alarm. It is going to set reminders and perform a task and perform giving answers for the users who are asking question. It is trained using speech automation. Speech automation using, it is trained using speech automation by the human's voice, and based on that training, the Cortana is going to work and it is going to perform the task very easily. For example, you open a Cortana application and asking to make a call to Sam from your contact list. Then what it is doing? It is going to complete a task and it is going automatically, call goes to Sam from your contact list. That's how it is working. Next, coming to other use case of supervised learning is weather app. As you can see, the weather app, based on the prior knowledge, whenever the temperature is higher, that it is sunny, and whenever it is cloudy, the humidity is higher. Based on that, it is going to predict the output. Because we are going to feed the data to the computer that whenever it is sunny, the temperature is higher, and whenever it is cloudy, the humidity is higher. Based on that training, it is going to predict the weather temperature. Next, one of the other use case of supervised learning is biometric thumb. I already told you we are going to train the machine here with the help of some couple of inputs of individuals with a biometric thumb or iris or earlobe, whatever it is. We are going to give the training to the machine and the stored templates are stored in the database, and whenever the new input is given, it is going to predict the output whether it is matched or not. Next, coming to the other use case of supervised learning is banking sector. In banking sector, the supervised learning is used to predict the credit worthiness of credit card holders. That means it is going to identify the faulty attributes of the customers which is having the data relevant and not relevant users. Based on that, it is going to identify the faulty attributes. Next, the other use case of supervised learning is in health sector. In healthcare sector, supervised learning is used to predict the patient readmission rates by providing the data of the previous data of the patient administration treatment and also readmission rates that collaborate with the readmissions. Next, the other use case is retail sector. In retail sector, the supervised learning is used to analyze the products the customers are going to buy together by building a machine learning model by providing the previous data of the previous products that the customer is going to buy. Next, coming to unsupervised machine learning, that is a second type of machine learning. So, the unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning which models are trained using unlabeled data set. Unlabeled data set means there is no predefined tags. Whereas supervised learning, I already told you, which is having predefined tags, but unlabeled data set does not contain predefined tags and it allowed to act the data without any supervision. It is going to work only on unlabeled data set, the unsupervised machine learning. It is going to find the hidden patterns and useful insights from the unknown data set. Let me explain you with one example, that is unsupervised machine learning example. As you can see in the image, it consists of different varieties of fruits like apples, bananas and mangoes. We are going to give these different types of fruits to the machine learning algorithm and we are going to train the model with the help of unsupervised machine learning algorithm. We are going to giving training to the model to detect the clusters. That means here different varieties of fruits are going to divide into different clusters, like the apples are separated into one cluster, the bananas are separated into another cluster, mangoes are separated into another cluster. That's how we are going to give the training to the machine, to the model with the help of unsupervised machine learning algorithm. It is going to detect the different types of clusters. But what is a disadvantage is it is not going to tell the name of a particular cluster. It is not going to specify any name. But with the help of this, the model is only going to divide the different fruits into the similar types of fruits into clusters. That is, the unsupervised machine learning works on unlabeled data set. Next, coming to the other example is, as you can see in the image, it consists of cats and dogs. That is also the unlabeled data set. As I already told you, this unsupervised learning works on unlabeled data set. We are going to train the model with the help of unsupervised machine learning algorithm, and it is going to divide those into two clusters, like the cats into one cluster, dogs into another cluster. But it is not going to specify the name of the cluster. That's how the unsupervised machine learning works. Next, let me discuss some of the popular use cases of unsupervised machine learning in banking sector. In banking sector, unsupervised machine learning is used to segment the customers by behavioral characteristics by surveying the prospects and the customers that are going to act based on the previous data. Next, the other use case of the unsupervised machine learning is healthcare. In healthcare sector, unsupervised machine learning is used to categorize the MRI data by the normal and abnormal images. Here it is going to use deep convolution neural network to identify the different patterns of images to detect the different patterns. Next, the other use case of unsupervised machine learning is retail sector. In retail sector, unsupervised machine learning is going to analyze the recommend products to the customers based on the past purchases. It is going to build with a machine learning model that it is going to learn from the previous data, that the frequent items that the customer is going to buy, it is going to detect from the transactional data. Next, the third type of machine learning is reinforcement machine learning. It is a type of machine learning that works with the computer agents and also the software systems. It is the interaction between the agent and environment. Here, where a computer program learns to make decisions by trying different actions and receiving feedback in the form of rewards for the good actions and penalties for the wrong actions. It is going to work like that, like giving rewards for whenever the action is correct. Whenever the action is wrong, it is going to give penalty for that. It's like teaching a pet new tricks. It explores new environment, gets rewards for the good action and penalty for the wrong action, and it is going to make the performance better choices, and it is going to maximize its overall rewards. Here, the reinforcement learning is going to interaction between the agents and software systems. The reinforcement machine learning works in two stages. It is an interaction between the environment and the agent. As you can see in the image, it is a interaction between the environment and agent. Here, the software agent, it is going to perform in two actions. That is exploration and exploitation. The learning agent is going to perform the action in two ways, that is exploration, exploitation. It's nothing but whenever the learning agent accepts the trial and error basis, that is nothing but exploration. Whenever the learning agent acts based upon the environment, then it is known as exploitation. That's how the learning agent is going to be worked, and it is going to get the rewards from the environment for the correct actions. That's how it is going to train with the help of the reinforcement training. For example, we are going, as you can see in the image, an agent to identify whether it is an apple or not. So he is in a confusion. What happened? We are going to give training to the agent with the help of the reinforcement machine learning algorithms, like to detect whether it is an apple or not. Based on that model training, whenever after giving training to the model, once the model is trained with the help of the reinforcement machine learning algorithm to detect whether it is an apple or not. After giving training with the help of reinforcement machine learning, whenever the new input is given to the model, then it is going to predict the output that it is an apple with the help of the reinforcement machine learning. Next, let me discuss with one more example. Here, as you can see in the image, that the agent is confused. Which one of the two is a duck here? So here it is a bunny and it is a duck. So the agent is confused here. First of all, what is the agent is going to do? The agent is going to observe from the environment. After that, with the help of some action, by using some policy, he is going to predict that bunny as a duck. It is going to predict the bunny as a duck. But you know what? It is a wrong answer. So based on that, the agent is going to get minus 50 points for the wrong answer, that is a penalty. I already told you the reinforcement machine learning is going to work based on a optimal policy, that is whenever it is telling the correct answer, it is going to get reward for it. Whenever it is identifying that it is wrong answer, then it is going to get a minus 50 points, that is a penalty for it. So, in the next, it is going to identify, the agent is going to recognize that this is not a duck for sure by using some optimal policy. So, next again it is going to get trained by using reinforcement machine learning. Then after it is going to identify duck later stage. That is how the reinforcement machine learning is going to be worked, like rewards for the correct actions, penalty for the wrong answer. Next, let me discuss one of the popular use case of the reinforcement machine learning. Let me discuss that how the Pablo is trained the dog using the reinforcement machine learning. Here, the Pablo is going to give training to the dog using reinforcement machine learning in 4 stages. In the first stage, as you can see, the Pablo is giving food to the dog. Then what the dog is reacting? The dog started salivating. In the second stage, what the Pablo is doing? The Pablo rang the bell. Then after rang the bell, what the dog is doing? It does not start salivation. There is no salivation from the dog. Then after, in the third stage, the Pablo has given bell and also the food. Then what the dog is doing? The dog started salivating along with the bell and food. In the fourth stage, what it is doing? The Pablo had rang the bell. Even there is no food, the dog started salivating. That means what happened here? The dog got trained with the reinforcement learning that whenever the bell is rang, then that is thinking that we are getting the food for it. That's how the reinforcement machine learning is going to be worked whenever we give training to the dog. Other use case of reinforcement learning is banking sector. In banking sector, reinforcement machine learning is used to create next best offer model for the call center by building a machine learning model that the user is going to accept the offer or reject the offer provided by the sales staff. And the other use case of reinforcement learning is healthcare sector. In healthcare sector, the reinforcement machine learning is used to allocate scarce medical resources to handle different emergency cases. By building a machine learning model, it is going to track the data of the previous types of treatments to provide the emergency cases. And the other use case of reinforcement learning is retail sector. In the retail sector, the reinforcement learning is used to reduce excess stock with a dynamic pricing model. Here, it is going to develop with a dynamic pricing machine learning model based on the customer's interest, based on the price is going to given based on the customer is responding to the offers. That's how the reinforcement machine learning is working. The summary of this session is, we have discussed in today's session that the definition of machine learning, that the machine is going to learn automatically from the previous data, and the traditional programming versus machine learning. That means a computer is programmed, then that is not a great thing whenever it is predicting the output. But without any programming, the machine is going to predict the output. And also I have given the idea about that artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, all are different in their task. And the need for machine learning, it is going to make the things easy for the humans, as the humans are not able to collect the huge amount of data manually. So for that, the machine is going to make the things easy for us. And the working of machine learning, we are going to give training with the help of machine learning algorithm, and it is going to predict the output based on a given input. And we discussed the types of learning, that is supervised learning, which works on labeled data set, and the unsupervised machine learning works on unlabeled data set, and the reinforcement learning which acts on the rewards or penalties. As I explained with the examples each in detail, and some real-time examples we have discussed how the machine learning is going to be worked in health area and banking sector and also retail sector, how it is going to be used in our daily lives. So the machine learning is a trending technology wherever you go, and it has become a part of our daily life, and human things become easy for us because of machines, and we are going to save our time and money. And with the help of this, our day-to-day life is becoming easy, from the self-driving cars to Amazon, like virtual assistant Alexa, which is becoming a personal assistant, and the still future goes on with this machine learning because it has become a part of our life. This is about the today's session. So in the next session, I'm going to come up with the other topic of a machine learning. Please keep watching, subscribe and like and comment. Thank you.